For centuries, the galaxy had seen humanity as nothing more than a primitive species. Three massive galactic empires, each more powerful than the last, ruled over countless worlds. They had long since dismissed Earth and its people as insignificant, too backward to ever pose a threat. Humans were nothing but a speck in the vast universe, a forgotten corner of the stars. But the truth was different. The people of Earth had been hiding something, a secret so big that even the most advanced alien minds would never have imagined it. Hidden in the far reaches of space, out of sight and out of reach, humanity had been preparing. They were not as weak as the galaxy believed. For years, scientists and engineers had worked in silence, building a fleet unlike anything the universe had ever seen. Massive ships, dreadnoughts, colossal warships designed for destruction. They were designed to be the perfect weapons, equipped with technologies far beyond the understanding of any alien race. The moment had finally come. The first sign came as a strange signal echoed through the galaxy. The alien empires, too proud to consider humans a threat, ignored it at first. They believed it was just another forgotten echo, a mistake from a dying civilization. But the signal wasn't from Earth. It came from a hidden base, located on one of Saturn's moons, a place that had never been explored by outsiders. The signal grew stronger. The aliens began to notice something else. A fleet of human ships, dozens of them, began to appear on their radar. Slowly at first, then faster, as if they were being drawn towards something. But it was too late to stop them. The dreadnoughts emerged from the shadows of space like giants waking from a long slumber. Massive ships, far larger than anything the aliens had ever seen. Their weapons were unlike anything in the galaxy, and their speed was terrifying. The first dreadnought appeared in the space of a powerful alien empire, a place where no human ship had ever been seen before. It did not ask for permission. It did not warn anyone. It simply arrived. The alien fleet, caught off guard, rushed to confront it. They laughed at the human ships, thinking they would be no match for the superior firepower of their armada. But as the first shots were fired, something unexpected happened. The alien ships were torn apart. The dreadnoughts moved with unimaginable speed, their weapons slicing through the alien forces like a knife through butter. Within minutes, the entire fleet was destroyed. The alien empires couldn't believe it. How had this happened? How had the humans, who were supposed to be weak, outmatched them in every way? The answer was simple. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment. They had learned from their past mistakes and developed technology that the galaxy had never seen. And now, they were ready. As more dreadnoughts emerged from hidden bases, the three galactic empires began to panic. They had underestimated humanity's potential. The alien leaders tried to regroup, but every time they tried to build a defense, humanity tore it apart. The dreadnoughts were relentless, and they had a power that no one had expected. But there was more to the story than just advanced technology. Humanity's true strength lay in something deeper, something the aliens could never have predicted. It was their willingness to sacrifice for each other, their ability to fight together as one, no matter the odds. The human fleet was not just a collection of machines, it was a symbol of their unity, their will to survive, and their determination to prove they were not the weak species the galaxy had once believed them to be. The galaxy watched in awe and fear as the dreadnoughts continued their assault. Planets fell, fleets were destroyed, and entire star systems were taken over. The alien empires scrambled to form alliances, but it was too late. The humans had already gained too much ground. The heart of the alien empires. The leaders began to fear for their survival. They had always believed themselves to be the rulers of the galaxy, but now they were forced to confront the terrifying reality. Humanity was no longer a primitive species. They had evolved. They had grown stronger. And they had learned how to fight like never before. The dreadnoughts approached the capital planet of the most powerful alien empire. The alien leaders held an emergency meeting. They knew they couldn't win a battle against the humans. But perhaps there was a chance for peace. Desperation set in. Would the humans show mercy, or would they continue their relentless advance? The decision was made. The alien leaders would meet the humans. It was their last hope. The humans, however, were not interested in negotiating. They had already proven their power. The dreadnoughts stood at the edge of the alien capital, their weapons primed and ready. The galaxy held its breath. Would the humans destroy everything in their path, or would they offer peace? The aliens had no way of knowing. The final battle was coming. No one knew how it would end. But one thing was certain: humanity had finally emerged from the shadows, and the galaxy would never be the same again. For centuries, the galaxy had been ruled by three powerful alien empires. They were feared and respected by all who encountered them. These empires had conquered countless worlds, enslaved entire species, and crushed any sign of resistance. Yet, there was one place they overlooked: Earth.to them. Humanity was nothing more than a forgotten race on a distant planet, too weak to pose any threat. They saw Earth as primitive, its people scattered across a broken world, unable to unite. The alien empires paid no attention to the humans. They thought that the age of Earth had passed. They couldn't have been more wrong. In the quiet corners of space, hidden from the eyes of the empires, humanity had been preparing. Over decades, they had built something that would change everything: a fleet of colossal ships known as dreadnoughts. These ships were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, equipped with technology far ahead of anything the aliens could imagine. The time for secrecy was over. The humans were ready to show the galaxy that they were not as weak as everyone thought. It all started with a signal. At first, the alien empires barely noticed. It was just another random transmission, something they had seen countless times before. But soon, strange things began to happen. Alien fleets started disappearing without a trace. Entire sectors of space fell silent. The most powerful empires began to grow nervous, unsure of what was happening. As the signal grew stronger, one of the alien fleets sent a group of scouts to investigate. What they found, deep in the uncharted regions of space, shocked them. There, hidden beneath the layers of dust and forgotten worlds, were the human ships, massive, powerful, and fully operational. The first dreadnought, emerging from a concealed base on the far edge of the galaxy, slowly drifted into the heart of alien space. The fleet of scouts observed the dreadnought from a distance. They had seen many ships in their time, but nothing like this. Its size alone was enough to send a chill down their spines. It wasn't just a ship, it was a weapon, one capable of destroying anything in its path. As they watched, they saw a series of blinding flashes. As the dreadnought fired its weapons, an alien fleet was torn apart with a single strike. The human ship had just destroyed an entire armada, and there was nothing the aliens could do to stop it. The scout ships quickly retreated, carrying the horrifying news back to the alien empires. The humans had been hiding this powerful fleet, and now they were coming for them. But the question was, why hadn't the humans made their move sooner? The alien leaders gathered in a secret meeting. They tried to make sense of what had happened. How had humanity developed such power without anyone noticing? How had they built ships capable of such destruction in secret? But the truth was more terrifying than they could imagine. Humans weren't just capable of great technology, they were capable of even greater things. As more dreadnoughts emerged from the hidden bases across the galaxy, the alien empires realized the full scope of the threat. Humanity wasn't a weak, disorganized species. They were a force that had been patiently waiting, learning, and growing. They had been preparing for this moment for a long time, and now it was finally here. The dreadnoughts continued their journey toward the core worlds of the alien empires. No one knew where they would strike next, but one thing was clear: they would not stop until they had shown the galaxy that humanity was not to be underestimated. Every fleet they encountered was destroyed. Every planet they reached was conquered. The aliens, once so confident in their power, now found themselves on the defensive. It wasn't just the technology that made humanity so dangerous, it was their resilience. The human fleet wasn't just a military force. It was a symbol of a species that had been beaten down, forgotten, and written off by everyone around them. And now they were fighting for survival, for their place in the galaxy. They had learned from their past mistakes, and they were willing to do whatever it took to secure their future. With each victory, the reputation of humanity grew. No longer were they seen as weak. No longer were they the forgotten race. They were becoming the fear of the galaxy, and even the most powerful alien empires could not ignore them any longer. The dreadnoughts reached the capital world of the largest alien empire. It was a world rich with history, a symbol of the empire's power. As the human fleet approached, the alien leaders scrambled to organize a defense, but it was already too late. Humanity had already struck at the heart of their empire. The first wave of dreadnoughts descended upon the planet, unleashing firepower that left nothing standing. The alien forces had no choice but to surrender, and the once mighty empire fell in a matter of days. News of the fall spread quickly through the galaxy. The aliens, once proud and confident, were now broken and afraid. The question on everyone's mind was simple. What would the humans do next? Would they stop, or would they continue their relentless advance? The final answer came soon enough. Humanity was not interested in conquering the galaxy, nor did they seek power for its own sake. They wanted respect, a place among the stars. The alien empires had underestimated humanity for far too long, and now the galaxy would know what it meant to be human. In the end, humanity's rise was not just about their ships or their technology. It was about their refusal to be seen as weak. It was about showing the galaxy that Earth, a world once dismissed as insignificant, was home to a species that would no longer be forgotten. The galaxy had always been ruled by the powerful. Three massive alien empires controlled vast regions of space, each more advanced than the last. They conquered planets, waged wars, and crushed any sign of rebellion. They had one thing in common: they believed humanity was no longer a threat. Earth, a small, forgotten planet in the far reaches of the galaxy, had long been dismissed as primitive and insignificant. The alien empires believed humanity's golden age was long past, and they were right. Earth had suffered. Wars had ravaged the planet, and its people were scattered across what remained of their world. But deep beneath the surface of this broken Earth, something had been quietly growing. Something that would soon shake the foundations of the galaxy. Hidden away on Mars, in secret underground facilities, humanity's brightest minds had been working tirelessly. They had been preparing for the day when the universe would realize that humanity was far from finished. They had been building a fleet, one that could rival even the most powerful alien warships. This fleet was called the Dreadnoughts, and it was far more than just a collection of ships. It was a symbol that humanity had not given up on itself. For years, the alien empires ignored Earth, believing it to be a lost cause. The few signals that came from the planet were dismissed as the last remnants of a forgotten species. The humans were no threat. The alien ships, with their advanced technology, had nothing to fear from a broken, isolated world. Then, one day, everything changed. The first sign came when a strange transmission was detected from the edge of the solar system. The alien empires, though aware of the weak signals that came from Earth, were not prepared for what followed. A single, massive ship appeared in the outer reaches of the galaxy, unlike anything they had ever seen. It was the first of many. The dreadnoughts had emerged, and with them, the humans were no longer invisible. At first, the alien empires thought it was a mistake, a glitch in their system, an error. But when the second ship appeared, then the third, they began to understand the terrifying reality. Humanity had been hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to strike. The dreadnoughts were massive. They were equipped with weapons that defied all logic, capable of obliterating entire fleets in the blink of an eye. The ships moved at speeds that no one had ever thought possible. Their technology was beyond anything the aliens had seen. It was clear now, humanity had learned and grown in the shadows of the galaxy. The first alien fleet to encounter a human dreadnought was annihilated within moments. The alien commanders were confident, thinking they could easily defeat the humans. But they were wrong. The dreadnoughts had no equal. The alien ships were torn apart in an instant, with no warning, no chance to fight back. And just like that, humanity made its mark on the galaxy. Word of the dreadnoughts spread quickly. The alien empires, once so confident in their power, now found themselves facing a crisis. They had underestimated humanity for far too long. Their arrogance had blinded them to the truth that Earth, once thought to be a dying planet, had been quietly rebuilding its strength. The first battle was over, but the war had only just begun. Humanity's ships did not stop. They moved through the galaxy like a storm, striking with precision and power. The alien empires scrambled to form an alliance, desperate to stop the humans before it was too late. But their attempts were futile. Every fleet they sent to fight was destroyed. Every strategy they tried failed. One by one, the alien forces fell. The dreadnoughts did not hesitate. Each ship was a reminder that the humans had awakened. The galaxy had ignored them for far too long, and now the humans would make them pay. On the surface of Earth, a small group of human leaders watched as the events unfolded. They had known this day would come. They had prepared for it, worked for it, and sacrificed everything for it. The galaxy would no longer see Earth as a weak, forgotten world. Humanity was here to stay. But even as the humans advanced, there was still a sense of uncertainty. The dreadnoughts were powerful, yes, but the alien empires were not weak. Would they retaliate? Would the humans face a larger, more coordinated attack? The leaders of Earth could only wait and watch as their ships cut through the galaxy, pushing forward into the unknown. The core of the galaxy, the largest alien empire, the most powerful of them all, sent its fleet to deal with the growing human threat. This was the final gamble. If humanity could defeat this fleet, they would prove once and for all that they were no longer the weak, forgotten species the galaxy had once thought them to be. The two fleets met in the heart of a dying star system, where the lights of distant stars barely reached. The human dreadnoughts lined up against the alien fleet, the tension in space palpable. The galaxy watched in silence. This was the turning point. Humanity's future, and perhaps the fate of the galaxy, was about to be decided. As the first shots were fired, the alien fleet advanced, confident that they could still crush the humans. But what they didn't know was that humanity's strength lay not just in their ships, but in their unity. They had fought their way through hardship and pain, and they would not back down now. The battle was fierce. Ships exploded, stars were torn apart, and the very fabric of space seemed to crack under the force of the conflict. The humans fought with everything they had, and with each passing moment, they proved that they were a force to be reckoned with. In the end, the alien fleet was broken. Humanity had won. The galaxy, once so sure of its dominance, now realized that Earth was no longer a forgotten world. It was a new power, and it was here to stay. For centuries, the galaxy had been divided into three mighty empires. The Zoral Empire, the Tzr Dominion, and the Varka Collective ruled vast stretches of space, their power unmatched by any other race. Together, they kept the peace, a fragile peace built on fear and control. No one dared challenge the strength of the empires. No one, except for a small, isolated planet called Earth. Humanity had long been dismissed as a primitive species. Their technology was outdated, their military was weak, and they had no influence beyond their own solar system. The empires believed Earth would never be able to harm them. They saw no need to pay attention to a race that could barely survive its own wars. But they didn't know what humanity had been hiding. They didn't know that a storm was quietly gathering in the shadows. The first sign came when a strange pulse rippled through space. The alien empires, always alert for any threat, quickly dismissed the signal as a malfunction. They had seen many false alarms in the past. But this time, the signal didn't stop. It grew louder, more intense, until it caught the attention of all three empires. Something was happening on Earth. Something big. The alien fleets began to monitor Earth more closely, but what they saw baffled them. There were no signs of large military movements, no signs of ships or weapons being built. The planet was, as it always had been, quiet, peaceful, and completely unaware of the storm that was about to break. The aliens couldn't understand it. How could such a weak species have caused such a disturbance in the galaxy? And then it happened. The first dreadnought appeared in the outer reaches of Earth's solar system, moving slowly at first, but with an unmistakable purpose. Its sleek, dark shape was unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Its weapons were unlike anything the aliens had ever imagined. The dreadnought was a silent predator, slipping through space with deadly precision. The moment it appeared on their scanners, the alien empires knew they had underestimated Earth, and they knew they were about to face something they were not prepared for. The Zoral Empire was the first to react. They deployed a fleet of their most advanced warships, confident that they could easily destroy the human vessel. But when they engaged, they were met with a terrifying surprise. The human dreadnought didn't fight the way the aliens expected. It didn't launch waves of missiles or barrage the enemy with firepower. Instead, it struck silently, moving with the stealth of a shadow, picking off the alien ships one by one. Within moments, the entire Zoral fleet was in ruins, floating lifeless in the void of space. The message was clear. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was not a forgotten race. They were a force to be reckoned with. Panic spread across the galaxy. The TZR Dominion and the Varka Collective, seeing the destruction of the Zoral fleet, quickly sent their own ships to engage the human dreadnought. But as they approached Earth's solar system, they too were met with silence. The human ships moved swiftly, almost as if they were everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The alien fleets fired their weapons, but the dreadnoughts were too fast. They couldn't keep up. One by one, alien ships were destroyed, their advanced technologies torn apart by the precision of the human fleet. The empires tried to regroup. They sent their strongest commanders, their most powerful fleets, but each time they were met with silence and destruction. The human dreadnoughts never made a sound as they tore through the heart of the alien forces. The storm was growing, and it was silent but deadly. On Earth, the leaders of the human resistance watched in silence. They had known this moment was coming for years. They had been waiting for the day when the galaxy would finally realize the truth about humanity, that Earth, once dismissed as insignificant, had become something else. A species that had been forgotten was now leading the charge against the most powerful empires in the galaxy. But even as their forces crushed the alien fleets, there was still uncertainty. The aliens were not foolish. They would retaliate. They would strike back with everything they had. The storm was not over. The final confrontation was yet to come. And then, as the human fleet neared the capital planet of the Varka Collective, the aliens made their final move. They had gathered their forces in secret, amassing the largest fleet the galaxy had ever seen. With one final strike, they would crush the human rebellion once and for all. But the humans were ready. The final battle began, and it was unlike anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. The human dreadnoughts were relentless, moving with a grace and precision that left the alien fleet struggling to keep up. The Varka Collective ships launched everything they had. The dreadnoughts moved silently, cutting through the enemy forces like a storm through the night. The aliens couldn't hear them, couldn't track them, and couldn't stop them. In the heart of the battle, the Varka flagship finally sent a message to Earth. It was a plea for peace. But the humans, having fought for so long, having suffered so much, knew that it was too late. The galaxy had seen what they could do, and they had shown no mercy. With a final strike, the Varka flagship was destroyed, and the last alien fleet fell. Earth had won. The storm had passed, and the galaxy would never be the same. The stars had always been a mystery to humanity. For centuries, Earth had gazed at the heavens, dreaming of other worlds. But they never imagined that one day, those distant stars would stare back. And when they did, the galaxy would change forever. For centuries, the alien empires watched Earth with quiet contempt. They had long since forgotten about the primitive humans on the blue planet. Earth, with its wars, its pollution, and its limited technology, was nothing more than a speck in the vastness of space. The Zoral, CR, and Varka empires ruled the galaxy, their power unchallenged. And they believed they had nothing to fear from Earth. But Earth was about to prove them wrong. It all began when a strange, almost unnoticeable signal was detected on the edge of the solar system. The alien empires had seen these signals before, faint transmissions from distant planets. But this one was different. It was stronger, more consistent. It was a warning, a countdown. And as the signal grew louder, the empires took notice. They didn't understand what it meant at first. It was a puzzle, a code they couldn't crack. But as days turned into weeks, the meaning of the signal became clear. The humans weren't just broadcasting random noise. They were preparing for something. Something big. The countdown continued, ticking down day by day. The alien empires watched with growing unease, each empire's leaders unsure what to make of the strange occurrence. Was it a weapon? A trap? Or was Earth simply making noise, as they had always done before? The answer came when the countdown reached its final days. At exactly 0, Earth sent a single, simple message into the stars. The final countdown has begun. No further explanation, no warning, just those words. The message echoed through the galaxy, and the alien empires knew that whatever Earth was planning, it had already begun. On Earth, a secret project had been underway for decades. Deep in the mountains, hidden from the eyes of the world, humanity had been preparing their final weapon, the Dreadnought fleet. The humans had known that the galaxy's greatest powers were indifferent to them. But the time had come for the humans to prove that they were not to be ignored. The time had come for Earth to show the galaxy its true power. As the countdown reached its last moments, the first dreadnought appeared on the edge of the solar system. Massive and silent, it moved with terrifying precision. The Zoral Empire was the first to notice, its fleet already on high alert after the strange transmission. They watched as the dreadnought passed by the outer planets, its sleek design unlike anything they had ever seen. The TZR Dominion and the Varka Collective quickly followed, sending their most powerful fleets to investigate. They feared the worst. What they didn't know was that the dreadnought was only the first of many. As each minute passed, more ships appeared, dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. A fleet beyond comprehension, all built in secret, waiting for this moment. The alien empire scrambled to prepare, but it was too late. Earth's fleets moved like a shadow, striking silently and swiftly, taking out entire enemy squadrons before they even knew what was happening. The dreadnoughts were equipped with technology far beyond anything the empires had ever encountered. Each ship moved with purpose, each strike delivered with deadly force. The alien forces tried to fight back, sending wave after wave of ships to stop the humans. But no matter what they did, they couldn't catch up. The human fleet was relentless. It was everywhere at once, and nowhere at all. The aliens couldn't understand it. How could this small, forgotten planet have built such a force? In the heart of the battle, the alien leaders realized the truth. Earth was not just surviving. Earth was thriving. The humans had been biding their time, building a power that would shake the galaxy to its core. And now they were ready. The Zoral Empire sent their largest fleet to Earth, believing that with enough firepower, they could destroy the dreadnoughts once and for all. The Varka Collective and TZR Dominion joined in, bringing their most advanced ships and their greatest commanders. The final battle was coming. For days, the conflict raged. The human fleet tore through the alien forces with precision. Ships exploded in the vacuum of space, their fiery remnants scattering in all directions. The alien empires were losing. Their forces were scattered and their leaders were desperate. The dreadnoughts were too powerful, too advanced. Then, at the peak of the battle, the final twist came. The last of the alien fleets, the strongest of all, moved in for the kill. They were ready to strike the humans down once and for all. But Earth's fleet had one last card to play. From the heart of the human forces, a massive ship emerged. It was the final dreadnought, a ship like none the galaxy had ever seen. Its power was unimaginable, its weapons capable of wiping out entire fleets in seconds. As the alien fleets closed in, the humans activated the final weapon, a device that would turn the tide of the war in an instant. The human fleet unleashed their final attack, and the galaxy trembled. The final dreadnought released a pulse of energy so powerful that it tore through space itself. The alien ships never saw it coming. Their fleets crumbled, disintegrating under the force of the human strike. In an instant, the battle was over. Earth had won. ASA, the dust settled, and the alien fleets lay in ruin. The message echoed across the galaxy. The final countdown has ended. Earth stands. The galaxy would never be the same again. The empires had been defeated, their dominance shattered. Earth, once thought insignificant, had emerged victorious. The humans had shown that no one, not even the most powerful empires in the galaxy, could ignore them forever. And now, the galaxy knew, the final countdown had come, and Earth was here to stay.